Visit ccgcastle.com and get 5% discount on your purchase with TCG Center 5 code. Check video description or visit CCG Castle for more. Hey, what is going on, guys? Once again, welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. In this video, we'll be looking at the deck that I used at my local league this weekend with score 2 victories, 2 draws, and 1 defeat. I was very happy and pleased with the performance, but a couple times I couldn't get draw support, which actually cost me the draw and the loss in the 5th and final game versus Greninja Glaceon deck. So I played Tapu Koko Malamar Shining Lugia deck. As you can see, this is the deck list. So let's just go quickly through the deck list and then I'm going to play one game with it. So I played one Oranguru, 2 Shining Lugias, 1 Sudowoodo for the roadblock. The reason why I was looking forward to play Sudowoodo was simply to limit my opponent's Zoroarks so they won't be able to one-hit knock on my Shining Lugias. And later I could just, go for like 190 with the Hustle Belt, and between turns, Shrine of Punishment would just completely destroy them, which was the case. 3 Tapu Kokos for the damage spread, 3 2-line of the Malamar, 1 Mimikyu, Necrozma-GX, and Tapu Lele. For the deck cards, I played 2 copies of Enhanced Hammer, 1 Multi-Switch, because it was very interesting to play with the Multi-Switch. Moving energies from your bench to your active Pokemon's always interesting combo. 4 copies of Mystery Treasures with 4 copies of the Nazball for the setup. I also played 1 Pal Pad, 1 Rescue Stretcher, and 4 copies of Shrine of Punishment. From supporter, actually, I played two Rescue Stretchers, so sorry for that. For the draw support, I played 4 Cynthias, 4 Lilies, and 1 Judge. So that was my decision for the supporter play. I also used 3 copies of Guzma, 2 copies of Choice Band, and 2 copies of Hustle Belt. I find the Hustle Belt a really useful card, especially on that Lugia. When your opponent is not capable to go for a one-hit knockout, then you can simply swing so hard. The same thing should apply for the Tapu Koko as well. When your opponent Glaceon hits you, for example, for like a 90, you can swing him back for like 80 and spread 22 other Pokemons in play. And I also played 11 energies, 4 double, and 7 regular Psychic energy cards. That was the deck list that I used. I end up on the 7th place from 16 players in total with 8 points. If I had a little bit more luck, and if I managed to score the win in the last game, I would be on the 2nd place. But it is how it is, it's just a game. So yeah, let's enjoy the gameplay. Make sure to hit the thumbs up and sub the channel for more videos. Let me know also in the comments what you think about this deck list as well. So see you in the game. Alright, so starting first, my deck that I played at my league this weekend. We scored 2 wins, 2 draws, and 1 defeat. Okay. What a bad opening hand this is. But seriously. Cynthia. Okay, this looks a little bit better, I guess. What about Inkay? Do I need Inkay for now? Well, I'm gonna go with Malamar and Tapu Lele on the bench. And let it be 1 Inkay. And for now, that's it. So I'm done. I'm passing my turn. Next time I can play Lele, I can attach energy. I can go with Enhanced Hammer. Obviously, choice will be to go with energy attachment to my Sudowoodo. My opponent also didn't start perfect. There's just the Oranguru in the active position. It's really hard to remove 2 retreat cost Pokemon from the active position without having double course energy in play. And yeah, just a Cynthia play. But at least he have Ultra Ball available. With the Ultra Ball, there's always option to pick Pokemon you want and grab it in your hand. Oh, downwing Necrozma. Alright. That should be an easy matchup in theory. But I don't want to underestimate my opponent deck. So one instruct for 2 cards, and this could be it. At least my opponent have opportunity to, invade in the active position if he wants. And unfortunately, I'm just forced to play this Lele. But at least there's the Mystery Treasure. And I can grab myself a Malamar, but for now I don't have energies in my discard pile. Alright, I can as well play second Mystery Treasure, which will be for Necrozma. So I can grab one more Inkay and put him on the bench. Shrine of Punishment, then I can go with my Pal Pad, and obviously with the Instruct for 3 more cards, and I'm hoping to pull Tapu Koko because I'm going to need him badly in order to retreat down to my Tapu Koko. But it turns out that I'm not in a position to retreat to him, so I think I'm just going to stand with my Sudowoodo for the position. 10 damage from my opponent Necrozma, at least something. Worst case scenario, my opponent knocks me out. It's not the end of the world. I can promote potentially Inkay, or I can maybe even hit with my Oranguru because I have my multi-switch available. That can also surprise my opponent, but he decided to place one more Shadow with the Lele, and all suddenly I'm finding myself a Tapu Koko. That Marshadow was a perfect Marshadow play for me. So far, no sign of the Lugia. Three energies. I'm knocked out. I can already see that. Invasion. 240 because of the weakness. With the Dark Flash. Okay. Time to put Inkay to the front. Okie dokie. So I need to use my Psychic Recharge. And I think the best way to go with that Psychic Recharge actually is with my Tapu Lele, not with my Tapu Koko in this case. So second Malamar, Shining Lugia for the bench. Instruct for 2, and if I can find maybe Choice Band, I can even knock that Lugia, I can even knock my opponent Necrozma out. But unfortunately, that's not going to happen. Psychic Recharge, one of the energies will definitely go onto my Lugia. And I'm ready to hit with my Psy Wave. Okay, so for the 60. Oh, it's not... Oh, yeah, weak to the darkness. Just forget about that weakness. Anyways. Shroud of Memory removed from play. There is the Altar of the Moon, meaning that I can retreat for free right now as long as I have energy available on my Pokemon in play. 9 damage counters. That's perfect. Since the Necrozma have ability, Lugia can easily finish the job, hitting for like 120 next turn, so right now I'm fine. I managed to set up 2 Malamars and Tapu Koko on the bench, which is the best possible scenario in this matchup. go, 240. Alright, another Lugia top deck. Alright, so let's just retreat, shall we? Psychic Recharge to my other Lugia on the bench, in case of the Guzma play. And Argent Wing for the knockout. So the reason why I'm doing this is simple. The reason why I decided to go with something like this is the fact that next turn I can retreat for free if I want, because there's the Altar of the Moon in play. But also, if my opponent decides to put the Necrozma-GX in play, on the bench, then I can play my Guzma, multi-switch, hit for 130, maybe even for 160, if I can find Choice Band as a top deck. So, a couple different options available, as long as you have the switch. It's a very interesting tech in this deck. But also in some situations, if you're stuck without Tapu Koko, you can always, play Psychic Recharge and move energy from your bench Pokemon to your active one. The good thing is that you can also move double course energy. On the other side, Full Moonstar, for each energy, for each Pokemon that I have in play right now, my opponent can simply attach many Psychic energies on his or her benched Pokemon. And as expected, another Necrozma. Alright. Very, very hard for my opponent, unfortunately, to take 6 prize cards with this deck before I manage to take 6 prize cards versus him if I manage to set up, because I don't need to play my GXs. I don't even have GXs except for that Necrozma GX, for that GX attack specifically made for that. That card can help you versus so many different fast setup GX decks. Alright, so a couple of Psychic Recharges. If there will be a Psychic Recharge in hand, he can definitely swing for 120. Or maybe for the one-hit knockout with the Beast Energy. Alright, who would expect to see a Beast Energy play? Right now, I need to search somehow my deck for Enhanced Hammer. Time for the Tapu Koko. Let's just use the Rescue Stretcher. Yeah, I think I can do that. Theoretically, I could also go with my Necrozma-GX in this situation if I wanted to do that. I'm hoping for the Enhanced Hammer play. And unfortunately, that Enhanced Hammer play won't happen. Alright, let it be just one Psychic Recharge. That's gonna be it, without energy attachment. So hitting for 150. Between turns, Shrine of Punishment can also cause some problems to that Necrozma. Alright, Alder of the Moon saves the day one more time. Obviously, the next play will be Tapu Koko damage spread. Okay, so one more Psych recharge. Acrobike as well. Necrozma discarded. I'm keeping my Necrozma for the late game. For the last 2 prize knockout. Mystery Treasure. Tapu Lele. Looks like how my opponent is preparing his hand for the next turn. Guzma in this scenario is the best top deck, obviously. Because you can just, play Guzma on the Malamar, for example. Ooh, interesting. Switch to Lele and the Psystorm. I guess Shrine of Punishment won't change things dramatically. So 1 round of the fly flip is all I really need. But I will still try to find out my... Oh, what about Psychic? Weaken the Darkness. Let's see if there will be a Guzma play. Unfortunately, it won't be. Alright, so I'm ready for the fly flip. And for 2 more prize cards, Psychic Energy, Mimikyu, still no sign of the Guzma for me. And 2 more prize cards for my opponent. This attack does 20 damage times the amount of energy attached to all Pokemon in play. And right now there's more than enough Pokemons in play for both players. Interesting thing is that next turn I can't knock my opponent Lunala out with my Deoxys. So I'm gonna definitely need to pull that crazy Necrozma-GX combo for the prize card. I just don't see other option available. Very dramatic game in the end. I was expecting that to be a pretty much easy matchup, but at the beginning of the video I also said that I don't want to underestimate my opponent deck. There we go, 180. Alright, so perfect case for me here is to throw a couple Nazballs just to get rid of some of the cards from my hand. Literally the only available option for me is to go with my Necrozma. And after that, theoretically, my opponent can win the game if he have only Necrozma available in his own hand. So you can also play Instruct as well. And then Lele. Interesting, auto switch. Not bad for next turn. And obviously, Prismatic Burst for the knockout. The good thing is that Oranguru is not capable to deal any damage versus my Necrozma, but it can't also knock any of my Pokemons in play. So the best thing for my opponent is somehow to find a Necrozma, and then my opponent can simply knock me out with 2 Psychic Recharges and energy from hand, or maybe even with 3 of them. So I took 10 damage counters because of the Shrine of Punishment. I do have Guzma for the win in my hand. It's just question, can my opponent somehow pull the knockout? In theory, with the Malamar, he can also knock me out if there's a choice band available for him. So let's see. Psychic Recharge for Malamar, so this could be a knockout if there's just a choice band. Or I also forget about knockout versus my own Malamar in play, just with the Guzma play. And it looks like at the end that that's gonna happen. How many Guzmas? I only see one single Guzma in the discard pile, so if there's the second one, then that's the GG. It is. And he actually decided to go for the Deoxys instead of the Malamar, but it doesn't matter too much because it's still enough for the knockout. It's still 120, and it still is a GG. So very, very intense game till the end. 4-3 line of the Malamar, 1 Oranguru, Mimikyu times 1, 1 Tapu Lele, 1 Necrozma, 1 Marshadow, 1 Marshadow GX, 2 Downwing Necrozma-GXs, 1 Lunala, 3-4 line of the Acrobyte Ultra Ball, 2 Field Blowers, 3 Mystery Treasures. I mean, very, very good deck list. The card that saved the day for my opponent was definitely a Beast Energy, and that's the GG. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.